Hi everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, and I'm joined with a full set today. We've got Mario,
What's up, guys?
Connor,
Hey, everyone.
and Alan.
What's up, members?
We're going to talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3, Episode 11, the mid-season return. It's called Bouncing Back. Full spoilers, as always, on these shows. We're all happy to have S.H.I.E.L.D. back. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, let's just start at the start then. That 30-second opening of a spaceship inside. In fact, it reminded me of Predator at first because it had like this shot of like just space when you could see Earth, you know. But no, thoughts, feelings, theories.
It was awesome.
Well, I'm pretty sure I know who's in it.
You do? Okay.
It's the woman from this episode. I forgot her name.
Yo
Which
yo.
one?
Yes,
Yo-yo?
because she had the cross,
Yeah.
and we saw that floating.
Yeah, possible. I mean, admittedly, it's not. I mean, more people could have crosses, but yeah.
Yeah, but it feels like when they focused on it, and then she's
Yeah.
introduced in that episode with a similar cross.
Yeah. Also, we've seen a shield logo on a uniform of some kind, but it's not one that they've typically been wearing. So I guess it's like a space uniform. I guess.
Could be.
Yeah. Yeah, they're very interesting. I thought it was a very intriguing way to open the episode because it immediately was like, oh shit, I'm in this now. It almost, because of the way they've been splitting these seasons up into like two, it really does feel like the start of a new season, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With all these new elements being introduced, we've got a new villain. So, no, very interesting stuff. But yeah, so we got a lot of inhuman action in this one. We got Yo-Yo, who's got super speed but has some limitations. She sort of has to ping back to the previous location, hence the name Yo-Yo. Plus our melty man, whose name I can't remember. He melts the metal and stuff. What's his name? Speaks Spanish.
I don't know his name
Don't
either.
know.
He's not based on a real character.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I don't want to say he's the gay dude who speaks Spanish who can melt metal, but that's what I've got for you.
He was one of those introduced at the beginning of the season.
Yeah. So you had a lot of him, you had a lot of Yo-Yo, and you had Sky basically like traveling through like that Colombian police station, just using their powers and shit, which was a lot of fun. They're really embracing that side of things. So that was the main plot, but I guess, I mean, Mac had some good stuff here. He had a lot of bonding with Yo-Yo. Might even have a crush on her, because Sky was giving him a little look.
Yeah, at the end, I was like, yeah. Good job, man. Make it happen.
Oh, dear.
Someone's got to make it happen. Fitz and Sims over there being all awkward and shit.
Well, you say that, but I thought they had a nice sweet moment at the end.
Yeah, but you want a Tim moment. That's what you really want to happen.
You can't have that on network TV, Mario.
Well, not all of it. I mean, it's implied.
Silhouettes.
Yeah. Some, they get covered by like beakers and instruments in science lab.
You've thought about this way too much.
A bunch of
Yeah, I
birds
just
all
made
of a
that up
sudden
right now.
ignites.
Yeah, that'll be fine. It's fine. Comes out at like 9. Didn't they switch from 8 to 9 for a reason? There you go.
So they could get the sex just that little bit more closer to hardcore for
Yeah.
Mario. Yeah.
I'm trying to get Tim involved.
Oh, dear. But no, I'm actually really glad they didn't. Like they had a bit of tension because of you know Will's death and the stuff that happened in the mid-season final. But I'm glad that they dealt with it in one episode. You know, that Shield doing its consistent pacing again, and not making us drag things out. So it was really nice that they got through that in one episode. So that's really cool.
It's really cool that they're having powers like more often. Because that way we had 2 of them power up, and then one of the villains, the police officers, had that ability to be like a Medusa, which Mac even calls them Medusa eyes over there.
Yeah,
Maybe it
is
was
he from the
Bobby.
comics? Does he have a name, or is he new?
I don't remember him.
It's an Inhuman. It's not one of the main ones, and he might exist, but
Yeah, he's.
we're not really that into the
I
Inhumans.
thought his power was cool though. I thought it was a kind of interesting dynamic. Like, you have to get to him
Yeah.
quick, or you're
Well,
buggered.
Gorgon in Secret Warriors did that.
Yeah, but that's obviously not Gorgon. So,
Yeah, and then obviously he's a super high level powered guy.
yeah. Unless something just happens and he's like undercover or something, which would be
Yeah,
weird.
Although speaking of him, we do have the sort of the plot's building between Shield and Hydra, because Hydra are also trying to collect Inhumans because they snatch him up.
I thought that looked
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah,
pretty cool
but
too.
I was really annoyed at how they just sat there, just let it happen. Oh, the wall's coming down. Oh, look, there's a
Yeah.
ship. Oh, look, there's a trap coming down. Oh, it's cool. It's not like two of us here are superpowered, or three of us actually.
And one can
And you can-
move super fast.
Super fast. The other one could melt the thing that's trying to grab him. But other than that, don't worry about it. It's fine. Just let it happen. That was kind of silly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. But I actually really liked when Hunter and Bobby and Mac are having a conversation about the fish pills and how
that was good.
tried to take them just in case he might get a superpower.
Yeah, and they seem to be getting kind of tired of dealing with powered people when they're not powered. So I imagine that's kind of hinting at them going off on their own team. Maybe that's what Most Wanted is about.
Yeah, you can sort of see they're seeing that in just now,
Yeah,
which is cool. And it feels natural in the character. It doesn't feel forced, like set up. It just feels, like this is how they're feeling right now, based on everything that's going on.
yeah,
And given the fact that we are getting so many new Inhumans that possibly might become regulars at some point or whatever, it kind of makes sense that we might have to shave some of the cast off,
yeah.
Yeah, or just break them down into smaller teams, perhaps.
just so it doesn't get
Focus on
too
individuals.
too unwieldy. Because you get to a point where there's so many characters that you. Because Coulson and Maeve are off doing their own thing this entire episode. Because Coulson was meeting the president, and they're working for the president now, essentially, but off the books because the public still have a bit of a grudge against S.H.I.E.L.D. for the whole helicarriers falling on Washington, as you do.
It's understandable, really.
It was nice to see William Sadler though reprise his role from movies.
Yeah.
Nice to keep that consistent. And Coulson does his best Liam Neeson impression from Taken on the phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he's in a dark room and he's like, "Yeah, I'm coming for you." Yeah. You don't know when.
Yeah, that scene was pretty good too.
Was.
When he just doing the wand and his hand goes off.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Oh yeah, and Fitz built him like a really,
Lifelike one.
basically just so that he doesn't have to wear a glove on set all the time is essentially the reason for this.
Yeah.
Then that does bring the question, like, why can't Bucky have one that looks normal? I mean, don't get me wrong, the metal one looks way
Maybe
cooler.
he could, and he
Yeah, I was
just doesn't want
going
one.
to say
He's not
he probably is
affiliated.
like, okay, this is fucking badass, and you could deal with it.
The metal one looks fucking awesome.
Well,
but,
possibly,
I mean,
but I think, right now, I just don't think he's in a position to be with anyone who would make him that. Like, he's still kind of a rogue and not affiliated with anyone on the run, so it's not like...
yeah.
Maybe after he kicks Tony Stark's ass, Tony Stark will be like, okay, let me do you a favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Tony Stark would probably, like, program something into it so that he'll give himself the finger every, 10 minutes just to piss him off.
Or we'll just pop off and just wiggle around in the air and then go and open a vent and crawl through it.
That's actually a reference to something that happened.
Really? Huh.
Although
My
the
favorite
battle
scene
that,
of the entire Brubaker run of Captain America.
that battle that between the two of them was awesome.
Yep. It
Because
was.
Bucky beats the crap out of Tony.
Yep.
But yeah, I suppose the one big main thing we really need to talk about is Ward, or I guess now he's Hive,
Yeah.
who is now the embodiment of this evil thing that's came back from this planet. And I think he's doing a good job. I think the actor's doing a really good job playing it really differently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
he's creepy. And
You never think that it's Ward. You're always aware that it's something else entirely.
Yeah, but we get to keep him on the cast, so he's still got a job, which is nice.
Yeah.
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 He's a good actor. I like him a lot.
yeah, he was good enough to go from boring to interesting to
Yeah.
zombie evil dude.
Admittedly, he's kind of he's got this problem now where no matter what I see him in, because he's in the Until Dawn video game. He plays one of the characters, and it's impossible not to watch that and constantly think he's maybe the one behind everything because Hail Hydra.
There's gonna be a death scene. He's gonna go, Hail Hydra. Like, what does this even?
Oh dear.
Going back to what you were saying about the shaving off characters and stuff, I kind of wish that they would do that with Lincoln because
Mm.
like every time I see him pop up, it's like, what exactly are you doing in the show other than trying to be a
Besides-
love interest for
Yeah.
Scott?
It'll be
or
alright
what
once he's on the team using his powers in the field with the rest of them, I think.
Yeah, but we just haven't had that really. I mean,
Well, he doesn't have any depth. I mean, he became, he had that one section where he talked about how growing up and how they're taught to believe that it was a gift or whatever, and it was based on whatever the world needed at the time, so they could have a balance.
Yeah, and that
But other than that, like Yo-Yo had way more in this one episode than he's had in like half a season.
yeah, he's easily
Yeah.
the least interesting and weakest character and he's also the character that I care the least about easily. Because like you say, Yo-Yo in this one episode, by the end of it, you're like, oh, I'm kind of on her side. Like, I'm rooting
Yeah.
for her now.
Yeah.
Whereas I mean, yeah, that I don't even want to call it exposition, but like, I mean, it kind of is, but more the philosophical point that he brings up about the inhuman powers and, you know.
As a character, he just kind of feels like cannon fodder so that it'll affect Sky at some point.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see him going
Yeah.
down by the end of the season.
and I really just don't buy their relationship at
Yeah.
all.
No.
It just feels like it's there because for some reason you have to have one love interest. You know?
Which is a shame because Fitz and Simmons over on the other side of the room are nailing it in terms of
Yeah.
making us care and
Yeah.
not being
They're so
forced.
awesome. They're so good together.
Yeah. She needs a few lessons from Tim. He'll be fine.
See, now I'm just imagining Tim showing up and like, all right, guys, I'm going to just talk you through this, right? Both of you, just right, shaking hands. That's a good first step. It's not usually where I'd start. That's how I'd end it, but Oh dear. So yeah, no, it was a good first episode. I'm really happy to have the show back. It's really easy to watch, and like I said, I care about pretty much all the characters, with the one notable exception of Lincoln.
Yeah.
So
I didn't realize how much I missed it until I was like 5 minutes in, because
It's just-
it'd been off so long that
Yeah.
I kind of just accepted that I didn't have it and I put it out of my mind. Whereas now it's back, it's like, oh yeah, this is good. This is
Well, it just
fun.
hits so many like beat things that just really work. It's funny sometimes. The action's the action in this episode actually really stepped up a notch. I felt like
That was
it was really cool seeing a lot of the powers being used. We're interested. There's drama, but you're interested and you're invested. For good relationship stuff. It's just hitting a lot of things that we get from other shows and bits and pieces.
Also, I just remember this, but I thought, like, I noticed it. It's not a big deal, but Sky doesn't have her gauntlets in
Yeah.
this episode. And I thought
They've
that was
released promo like art, like promo images and stuff from her suit because I guess she gets another suit.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's got bigger gauntlets. I think I even shared it on the group. But yeah,
Maybe-
she's getting a new updated suit soon.
I
Okay.
guess maybe the idea is that she's just like she's controlled her powers a bit better now, so she doesn't need the ones. But the new ones she gets, maybe
I think they're
Fancies it or
augment.
something,
yeah,
Yeah.
do something
Yeah.
more to them, so she can control it with like, real finite detail. Maybe she can like do a really acute blast or something. I don't know.
I will say I felt like it was really exciting every time that one of the characters she was off screen and you just saw the
The
saw
rumble?
the quake. Yeah, you're like, oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I know
see-
what's coming.
The scene that I really liked was when Mac was like held captive with Yo-Yo. Well, I like that scene anyway because I thought it was really funny, like, them both speaking in different languages and like
Yeah,
kind of like
figuring it
understanding the
out.
odd word, but not really. Yeah. But see when it starts shaking, he just kind of smirks because like, oh yeah, I'm good now.
Yeah,
Like, actually, that reminds me of the other line that I really liked. See when Coulson's talking to May, and he's talking about how he still feels different ever since he came back from the planet and he killed Ward and all that. And I don't really know what's happened. And she says, "No, I know what happened. You joined the cavalry." I really liked that line.
yeah.
That was a really nice callback to her backstory that I
Yeah.
thought was really cool. And they've always had a good strong bond, but I feel like that was just a nice bonding moment, which is cool. But yeah, and I'll just wrap up with one more point. We talked about the whole yin and yang thing and how there's like balance in the powers universe and all that. I like thematically how that sets up that now there's this hive. It makes me think who's going to rise up on the good side to balance this.
See, I got the impression that he was going to be so powerful that him alone balances all of these ones on the good side.
All the good humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, certainly possible. But I just like that thematic sort of idea they've brought up.
Yeah,
And it should, because the whole, I mean, anything superhero related is always good versus evil and all that kind of thing. I think it's a nice way of looking at it. And a dynamic to the show going forward. So yeah, we're all happy to have S.H.I.E.L.D. back. That's been episode 11. We will be back next week with episode 12. Hopefully there's no breaks because it's been off for an ungodly amount of time, and we had to suffer
Through Agent Carter.
through most of Agent Carter. We all gave up. Well, Alan kind of didn't.
Hopefully
You
most
watched
wanted
it?
will.
I just gotta finish those 3 episodes. But
Of course you-
somebody
Not
mentioned
even
the
Alan.
musical episode, and I was like, oh.
I think that's pretty much where you are as well. That might be
Yeah.
the next one.
I'm gonna have to power through that.
Okay, so that's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We're really happy to have it back. Let us know what you thought in comments or whatever, Twitter and all that jazz. And we'll be back next week for episode 12.